All right, how you doing, guys and girls out there? Um, I have a guy next to me, Mr. Justin Fishman.
What's up, everybody?
Now, I want y'all to listen very closely, all right, to this story, okay? Because Justin has a unique story to share with you guys, all right? Um, I want you to make sure that you're definitely listening because he has a story that a lot of you guys probably can actually relate to. Some may not, but a lot of you, I'm sure you sure can. All right. So I want to go ahead and introduce you to Justin. He's actually a real estate investor here in Tampa, Florida area. He's been in the business for a while. He's had some ups and downs in the business, and he's going to talk to you about the struggles and the things that he's used to overcome those struggles in real estate in today's market. Justin, man, thanks for coming out here, man.
Hey, Chris, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so Justin, man, tell me a little bit, for the people that don't know you, how'd you get started in real estate?
I got started actually. I was selling. I was in the car business for a while. I wanted to escape that. I was working 60, 70 hours a week, and I started going to seminars. Actually, I saw my first seminar. It was a commercial for Russ Whitney at like 2 o'clock in the morning. I was up real late,
Oh, wow.
and it was one of those things come out for free. Went out there, ran to the back of the room, bought the $1,000 package, and and it was like what a lot of the people experience. I was like, okay, this stuff's all great. I read all the books,
Right.
listened to the tapes. What do I do now? And it was kind of frustrating because I wanted to go out. I heard about this guy making millions, buying land, buying houses, and I was like, it sounds easy, but it's like I don't have the money, I don't have the credit, I don't know what to do.
Right.
And I started going to a bunch of seminars, and I actually called off from work one day, which is crazy because I used to work 6 to 7 days a week, like religiously. And I went to a probate seminar. This was back in 2008, and I met a man that eventually would become my mentor.
Nice.
And yeah, I hooked up with him, and it got the ball rolling. He asked me to do a couple of things. You can make good money doing this and that. I actually got into short sales when I started, which a lot of y'all need to open up to because there's some things out there about them, and
Definitely.
you really need to keep an open mind because you could do really well and help a lot of people with them.
Definitely.
And that's what it's about, making money and making a difference for people.
Definitely.
So basically, he told me to go out and write up these signs and put about buying houses and different stuff on them. I went out. I would work all day, 8:30 in the morning. Sometimes get home at 10 o'clock at night.
Wow.
Start writing up my signs. Drive out at 11 o'clock. Put them out for a couple hours, and I'd be taking calls during the day. I actually shouldn't have been doing this, but I was frustrated with what I was doing, even though I was making really good money,
Yeah.
and I wanted to. I really wanted to. I dreamed of having my own business and making my own money. And I would get calls like crazy. I would stop working. I'd go outside. I started meeting homeowners. And before I knew it, I had like 5 deals under contract in a month.
Wow. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's good, man. So, I mean, you was able to achieve some great success.
Yeah,
I know I talked with you. You said you did over six figures last year.
I did.
Yeah, which is great. Just to let you guys know, you can definitely do it in real estate. But the good thing, and not even just the good thing I say, but the unique thing about your story is that you've had such a great successful year. And for most people, they would think that you would continue on with that success. But honestly, he had a downfall after that. Could you share a little bit about what happened?
Yeah, I could definitely. Um, I was closing deals. Actually, at one point, I was closing deals every month because I built a funnel like you guys all need to. Whatever the businesses you're doing, you need to constantly be marketing and have sellers calling you and have a bunch of deals going. Where if something doesn't work out, something will eventually.
Right.
So I had a funnel, bunch of deals. Was closing about one a month. It was making really good money on them, and then I had something happen in my life actually with my daughter. She came down to visit me on vacation, and unfortunately, I found out some things were happening back home, and it caused a shift for me. She actually started living with me, and at that point, um, I shifted, and I wasn't focusing on my business, and I was taking care of her. And the thing is that I actually wound up becoming very unresourceful because something new was introduced to my life because she hadn't lived with me for a long time, and I couldn't juggle everything. So, and it really makes my heart feel great now because it opened up so many wonderful things to me.
Right.
But at the time, I had a lot of cash, a lot of money, and I had to focus, get her right, get her in school, get things going. And I wasn't paying attention to my business. I didn't have systems. I didn't have it automated, even though I have a negotiator and other people working for me. I didn't have a system like you with getting people, to do a lot of the work for you.
Right.
And because of that, my business crashed. And actually, I wound up closing. Actually, Chris actually referred one of his students to me that we did a deal last year in August, and we're now in May. This is May 11th today, and I hadn't closed the deal for all that time. So I went through about an 8-month struggle, and during that time, I became very fear-based. I lost a lot of the skills that I had. I forgot I knew how to do things, and it was really hard for me to make money. I wasn't speaking with people well. I wasn't carrying myself as high as I always have, and because of that, the fear set in, and I figured out every reason why things wouldn't work, or I didn't have the positive energy that I would usually put into it.
Right.
So it made it real difficult.
I want to pause on that. The one thing you said, and that's where a lot of people have that issue in real estate and just in business and life in general, is that fear, false evidence appearing real. What things did you do to overcome that? All right, and to get to where you are now, where you actually, which we're going to talk about in a little bit, and you just closed a big, huge check today, closed on a real estate deal today. But we're going to get into that in a little bit. But tell me, how did you overcome that fear?
Well, basically, it came to a point where we all have challenges. All of us have fear. Even this man does with what he accomplishes. And it's all about being open about it. And I had someone that's very prominent in my life. He's a mentor to me, and his name is Mark. And I sat with him and I talked to him and I would explain things that were going on. And he said to me, "Man, you've gotta get out there and tell people what's going on with you, because as a man, I've had a lot of pride." And I didn't know how to express to people. I was run out of money. I mean, we have a lot of friends. We travel in the same circle with Nathan Jurowitz and a bunch of the other guys, Drew Downs.
Yeah.
And I became very fear-based to talk to everybody, even though they're my friends. And actually, I opened up to you, which was really good.
Right.
And Mark basically let me realize who I was, because I had forgotten for a while. And at that point, it was not acceptable to have excuses anymore. It was like, this is what you could be doing. This is what you are doing. Are you going to rise up and be who you are?
Exactly. Yeah.
So basically, I stepped up and I figured, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be open. And I got all my resources back, because I realized that, and I've read a great book which you guys should all look into, which is The Law of Success by Napoleon Hill. He talks about that it's not about resources, it's resourcefulness. If you're a resourceful person, you'll create the resources. And I always had all the resources. I mean, I had your number, I had everybody. I just wasn't reaching out. And I decided in that moment that I was going to make everything happen. I got on this deal. I had this deal actually sitting for a while. And while I was in fear, the house needed work. It needed this, it needed that. It was actually a short sale property, and it was sitting for a while. And I just said, I'm gonna take care of this. I'm gonna get this done.
Yeah. And
I set my mind to it. I pulled myself out of the fear, and now today we went ahead and we had a closing on it. Where should I show everybody the check on it?
Yeah, show them that check, man.
Yeah, so
it's possible to make money in real estate right now. This guy sitting here, live check. Okay.
This is a live check. I just got this from the title company today. This is dated May 11th, 2012. You guys could see it. It's for $20,602.20.
Okay, and did you spend any money out of pocket to make this $20,000?
Actually, I barely did. And I know a lot of y'all are thinking, what do? I don't have money. I don't have credit. We've all been there, right? You know? What I did was I knew what I had the value in from the bank. It needed work. It needed a lot of work. I had some people in the past that I worked with that were my rehab crew. I called up my girl and I asked her for a favor. I said, listen, I'm in a really bad spot. I've got a house. You've worked with me before. Can you please fix this house up for me? She's like, well, what does it need? I'm like, can you meet me at the house, please? We go down to the property, take a look. It needs paint. It needs this. It needs that. She's got most of the materials. I laid out maybe for real $200, $300. I bought a 5-gallon thing of paint. I bought about $30, 99-cent store, everybody. I bought cleaning supplies, everything. Again, you got to be resourceful.
Right.
Bought everything. She took care of the job. In 5 days, we had the house ready.
Wow.
5 days, we had the house ready.
That's quick.
Yeah, man. But it was a lot of work. But she worked for me, and the house looked like a jungle.
Mhm.
If you went to the house, because the homeowners moved out like 2 years ago, so the trees were you could barely see the front of the house. Yeah, I got some pictures we could show everybody, but you could barely see the house. And again, I could have found every reason why not to do it. He needed a ton of landscaping, needed this, needed that. Got in there, got 5 days, put bandit signs out in front of the house when it was done. I said that I was looking for $55,000 for the house. I was getting the house for about $31,000, and within 3 days, I had 3 cash offers on that house. Each one of them was higher than the last one. Yeah. So we wound up. Actually, a gentleman that does property management for the house next door to mine called me. He's an investor and a realtor, works with a lot of buyers, and he said to me he was interested. I'm like, man, I'm looking for 55 on the house net. That's what I want for it. Brought me in some offers for less. I was like, no, we got to do some more. It's a great house. It's ready to move into. We basically agreed on 52.5 net, and that's how we got this about. Actually, the full net of this property is actually 21,000. What I wanted to show you guys was, should I talk a little bit about how I got the deal?
Sure, definitely.
All right, so again, for all you people that think you don't have money, you don't have credit, even if you don't have a car, whatever your excuse is, my bird dog doesn't have a car. He has a bike.
Wow.
He and I were talking in an investor meeting. He wanted to make money. I was like, dude, I'm pulling in checks. Let's go do this. He had an idea to write up notes and say, I want to buy your house, and stick it on people's doors. Right? So I'm like, okay, man, let's go do it. If you're going to do the work and you tape it up there, I'll get you paid when we close on the deal. He was like, okay, cool. So I actually wound up getting 2 houses like this. One of them I closed on last year. So he's out riding his bike, putting out hundreds of these mailers. Again, he's not doing real well, but he wants to make money and he's motivated. No excuses. So he starts putting the signs out. Excuse me, the letters on the door, and I get a call from a homeowner, and he's like, yeah, hey, can I speak to Justin? I'm like, yeah, hi, who is this? And he's like, I've got a house, that I like to sell. And I'm like, okay, so tell me about it. And he's like, yeah, man, I actually don't live in the house anymore. I moved out. I'm like, okay. So he goes, I was driving by to go to my mother-in-law's house. I saw the sign on the door. And he goes to me, he actually told me, I was contemplating what to do. I owe a lot more on the house than it's worth. Right. What should I do? And he goes, I want to sell it. So I'm like, cool, we met, did all the paperwork, everything. And Yancey, for doing that little bit of work, my bird dog, he got $1,000 for doing the deal. So it's actually a $21,000 deal. My net out of the deal was, again, 20 and change. Right. So my rehab crew, I made an agreement with her that since things were difficult, that she was going to get paid. I set that agreement. Again, I had a relationship with her, but it's all about being genuine and honest. I could have been a big shot like I tried to be in the past and been like, just do this, not say anything. I was like, no, this is my situation. Please help me. Right. And she was more than willing to do it.
Yep. And that's the thing. I mean, is being straight up, being honest, keeping your integrity in this business, and people will work with you. You'd be surprised, okay? So Justin, going ahead and letting down his pride, keeping his integrity in the business, letting everybody know what's going on. He was able to go ahead and get everything taken care of and close the deal for $20,000 and some change, all right, with no money or credit, okay. Not to mention,
Wait, not true. $10.
$10.
$10.
Okay.
I had to make the contract effective. $10.
$10. All right. So I mean, come on, guys. You guys got $10. I mean, you can go out in the street and
you can find
everybody
change everywhere.
Yeah, ask one person for $1, and 10 people are gonna give you $10. So that's not an issue, all right? And a lot of people sometimes complain, that they don't have any money at all. Or they're negative in their bank accounts or anything like that.
Oh, speaking of negative in the bank account, should we tell them?
Oh, go ahead, man.
Okay. Yeah, man. I think he almost forgot about it. We were talking and laughing about this. For all you that say you have no money, I actually really had no money today, the day that I closed the house. And I hope everybody's going to be able to see this. I have my bank account here, okay? I have a printout of today. You guys can see it. It says 5/11/2012. If you look down here, I had negative $33. What does that say? $33.92.
Negative, yeah,
Yeah, so
33.92.
I'm negative total 56.06.
Wow.
But overall, $33.92.
Proof right there.
No
okay?
money in my account. This was at 6 in the morning. This printout came out before I got my wire today.
And I mean, this made $20,000. So I mean, I just wanted to tell you guys, and just hope you gain some motivation and knowledge from Justin here on this video, is that you can do it. All right. He overcame the fear. He took, massive action in the business, and he resulted to getting a check. All right, that's what it's about. It's about making it happen. It's not using any excuse that you have or any technicalities that you have. You got to keep fighting. All right, and now he's built up enough momentum where he's going ahead and closed the deal. And now I already have a lead for him right now. We're going to start working on this week. Okay, so that's the thing about this business, is that you just got to take action. All right. Put everything aside, the fear and all that, and just hit the ground running, and it's going to happen. You're going to get the results that you want. But if you stand back and you're holding back right now, and you're saying, it sounds good. I see all these checks that people putting up, and, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's going to work for me. Stop, all right? Go ahead and start today. Get out there, become resourceful, as he said. Start networking with people, and just get out there and make it happen, all right? Start to market, and start to, link up with other investors, try to sell their properties, all right? But just hit the ground running, all right?
And they don't need money, man.
That's the thing.
You sell other people's properties, you get someone to put signs out, if you got to walk from house to house, you stick signs on the door. If you're afraid to answer the phones, hire someone. If you don't have money, get someone like him, get someone like me. We'll talk to the sellers. Everyone can do this business,
yes.
And we all have different gifts, right?
Yeah,
so not everyone can do everything, and we outsource. Look, we sit here and we can make money. There are a lot of things I can't do. There are a lot of things he can't do,
right.
And we know what our skills are, and we outsource the rest, or we get friends to help each other. We're friends, and we're working on deals together.
Yeah. Yep, and that's pretty much it. So, Justin, man, I appreciate you sharing the story. I hope that it's definitely going to inspire a lot of folks out there to go ahead and get started and kick the fear in the butt and get going and making some money. All right. So thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned to the next video. Chris Bruce, Mr. Real Estate Swag, signing off with Justin Fishman. All right. Peace.
Take care.